All right, well, Frank, I've got to get an update from you. I'm hearing all sorts of things all the time. It all sounds very positive on Fury Joshua. Where are we from your perspective?
Well, look, obviously we signed up a while ago, all the parties concerned representing the various fighters, with a mind to getting this fight on. And in fact, I had a conversation not 20 minutes ago with one of the territories who are involved in this, and they are very confident we're going to get their final offer within the next day or so. So I've heard that from the gentleman himself. So I'm not relying on third parties to tell us what's going on. So, he's a very honourable man, and I expect us to be making a decision, hopefully over this weekend.
The news that came out yesterday around the Williams Andrade press conference was that actually the site had been agreed and that we were there now. So are we not?
Nothing's been signed, and we haven't seen a offer for us to consider. And that's the truth of the matter. That's what it is. I mean, I get a bit pissed off there. Everyone keeps saying about I'm being negative. I'm not being negative. I'm answering questions I'm being asked. And to check with what's going on, I actually picked my phone up myself to make that inquiry. And now I'm quite satisfied that we will be getting something. And once we got it, then all the parties concerned have got to review it, and hopefully we'll give it the thumbs up and get on with it. We want the fight. That's what we signed up for. My concerns were, when I was being asked about will it go on in August, look, it could go on in July, August. I'll be delighted if it goes on in July, August. Absolutely delighted. That's what we're working towards. And common sense tells you it's the biggest fight out there. And common sense says if it's the biggest fight, even from our perspective, Queensberry, we will earn more money. So of course we want that. The thing in the back of my mind was how they were going to get over the situation with the conflict that Robert McCracken has in training the Olympic team and training, obviously, the trainer of AJ, and how that was going to be, which is a legitimate concern of mine. But obviously, that's their problem, and if it's all we get this offer, they've got to have to sort that out between them. That's it's a concern of mine, but it's a problem of theirs that they've got to resolve. They've got to sort out. Maybe they've got the answer to it, who knows? But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that we're working towards making this fight happen. And I feel much more comfortable having had the conversation with the relevant person concerned. Now, yeah. I feel much better about it.
Yeah, there seems to be this feeling that Frank's just being negative. Was it not you that was banging the drum for this fight 2018 when the whole comeback started?
You could say that. You could say that. Look, I want the fight. I want the fight for Tyson Fury. Why do I want the fight for Tyson Fury? One of the things I mentioned just now was money, but more importantly, because I believe he wins the fight. I really do want that fight. Like I wanted to make the fight for Wilder. When we made the very first fight for Wilder, I was one of only two people who wanted to make that fight, including his trainer who weren't too sure about making the fight. But I fancied it big time. I certainly fancy his chances against AJ. Having said that, what's happened, because there are so many different forces and dynamics involved in getting this over the line. I felt that this offer that we're supposed to get in every day, because we had designated roles to play in this offer being every day, it just, well, where is it? Let's see it. Let's see the offer. Let's see if it's real. Every weekend we were getting it. But now, as I say, I feel more comfortable because I've spoken to the person direct, and that's satisfied at the moment. Satisfies my reservations about that. And we also, by the way, we're not been sitting on our backside. We've been working ourselves on finding a way to make this fight happen, and if hopefully we get the offer through. But in the meantime, we're still looking at other options just in case, and working hard on them.
All right. Well, away from that, Frank, Liam Williams, this is his chance. He can become the WBO World Middleweight Champion this Saturday night. Can he do it?
Yeah, he can. He's got the tools, he's got the desire, he's got the will, he's got the punch power, he's got the boxing brain to do it. And Saturday is going to be a big moment for him, a big moment, and he's bringing everything into that fight. All the experience he's had over the years. He's had a couple of disappointments, but he's been so much on the money since he's moved up to middleweight. He's built tremendous rapport with Dominic Ingle. They're a real good team, and I think we're going to get the best of him. And we've got him into the position. He's worked his way, by making the matches we made, got himself in that manager position. It's up to him now to go and deliver the goods, and he's capable of doing it. He's a tremendous fighter.
Yeah, but it'd be fantastic if he can get that belt, and maybe he's getting Andrade at the right time. Andrade, 33, hasn't boxed for a little while, hasn't looked amazing at middleweight. Maybe it's the right time.
I hope so. I hope all those things you say are true. One thing's for sure, it won't be for the want of trying. That's for sure. With Liam, I mean, he gives all he's got, and I'm really looking forward to Saturday night. Really looking forward to the fight. Just a shame I can't be there. I can't travel. I'd love to have been
there. So if he gets this belt, Liam Williams, if he becomes WBO World Middleweight Champion, what next? I mean, you've got Denzel Bentley v Felix Cash coming up.
Well, we have. I mean, it's again us against Matchroom. That's another good fight we've got coming up. It's a cracker, as we won the purse bid for it, and I'm looking forward to seeing Denzel in there in a tough fight against Felix Cash. There's a lot of history between the two of them over the years, which I think I mentioned before. I found out after I'd won the purse bid. But that adds spice to it, and I'm sure these two guys are going to give a great fight to the fans. And again, we're all looking forward to it. And on that same card, by the way, we've got Callum Johnson having his debut fight since he's come back with us, and also Anthony Yard back in the house. So it's a good card, cracking card, good fighters on there, and looking forward to it. And if we get that on Saturday, he comes through. I want Liam to be there, and hope. And who knows? We might even be able to look in the woodwork somewhere. Maybe find Eubanks and see if he fancies fighting.
Well, he has been talking it up. He has been saying, if he becomes
he talks
a champion,
a lot. He talks a lot. But you see, these pens are for signing agreements for fights. So if you don't have to talk about it, come and do it. There'll be good money there for him, and I hate tempting fate. But if Liam comes through, that's a great fight for Liam.
Yeah, that's an absolutely monster fight. Also on Saturday, the 24th, obviously you got Anthony Yard, you got Callum Johnson. In the studio, you got Lyndon Arthur. What are you trying to do to us here, Frank?
Well, Lyndon's coming back. I spoke with Pat Barrett yesterday, and Pat, hopefully he's going to be on the show in June, and he'll have he's been actually had that hand injury. He'll have a fight, and then if Anthony Yard comes through and Lyndon come through, they will then have their rematch in late summer, autumn. How
important is it to get these light heavyweights that we've got, get them around each other, get them boxing on the same shows, get them doing punditry?
It's important for boxing. I keep saying for the fans, it's important for the fans. Let's see who's the best. And it's not the end of the world for the losers. There's good fights to be made out there. But I'd like to see out three guys who's the best. We've all got our opinions. Let's see.
Absolutely. So Lyndon Arthur, we're thinking he's going to be back on the Daniel Dubois show June 5th.
I hope so, yeah.
Is he pushing up towards the WBO? He's got a good ranking there as well. Is he pushing up towards getting Joe Smith?
Well, he was offered the final eliminator to fight for the title, but unfortunately, because of his hand injury, he couldn't participate. But he's got a good rating, get a quick win, and then do the fight with. Hopefully, they both come through. I think the winner of that will be a mandatory.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about Joe Joyce? Where are we with the whole Joyce Usyk thing? I guess we don't know because of the Fury Joshua thing.
That's it. Once that's done, then that will just absolutely fall into place. We'll either do a deal very quickly or we'll go to persons.
So are talks sort of ongoing on that, or have they just kind of paused as everyone just waits?
It's all paused because we're waiting to see what happens with with Tyson and AJ. If that fight were to happen, then obviously Usyk would slip back into the position of being the mandatory to fight Joshua.
And with regards to Joyce himself, are you looking at, if the Usyk fight doesn't come off for whatever reason, there must be other opponents on your mind as well? There must be.
Yeah, we are. We've got a plan B, but we're looking at it. I don't want to get into that yet. I'm optimistic now. As I said, having that conversation, that gives me a bit of comfort for Tyson and AJ's fight, which will then obviously allow us to get on with the Usyk fight too.
Just on Joe Joyce again. I mean, how good is he? The way he performed against Daniel Dubois.
Very good. Look, he boxed. How good is he? He's a silver medalist from the Olympic Games who got robbed. Should have been the gold medalist. How good is he? He's won every fight he's had. And he boxed extremely well against Daniel Dubois in a fight that I thought was a very exciting fight. There were a lot of punches between the two of them. It was very competitive. And he was the victor. His jab was superb. He inflicted a lot of damage on Daniel, and showed a lot of experience. He's in an excellent place. He's a good fighter. And stepping back and looking at it, I was pleased how, the condition he was in the fight. He got himself into real good condition.
Yeah, he came back against Michael Wallish and looked a tad heavy. He was still classic juggernaut, but looked a tad heavy. And then
he'd done what he had to do, and it was a bit more than a tad heavy, but he looks a better fighter, not carrying the weight.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's going to be exciting to see whatever happens next with Joe Joyce. There's no doubt he can cause everyone a problem. Exciting times. All right, Frank, anything you want to add before I let you go?
No, I think that's about it, son. I think that's about it. Anything you want to add?
No, just thanks for the constant salary, which I enjoy. So yeah, thanks for that.
I'll tell you something, mate. I mean, what the shame is going to be when you actually take those liras that I've been giving you, which it must be about 50 years old now. You may have problems changing them up, but don't worry. I'll tell you when it's ready to change them.
Thanks, Frank. Appreciate your company as ever, and I'll speak to you soon.